Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine. Welcome to our value education class. We are going to discuss chapter 2 Common Cause. In this chapter, we are going to see the story Leaders Are Made. Before moving to the story of the common cause, let me share some information about Mahatma Gandhi and Abraham Lincoln. Mahatma Gandhi's full name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. He was born on October 2nd, 1869 in Porbandar, India. He became one of the most respected spiritual and political leaders of 20th century. Gandhi helped free the Indian people from British rule through non-violent resistance and is honored by Indians as the father of the nation. He worked as a lawyer for Indians working in South America. He fought for their civil rights and against discrimination. He fought for the voting rights of Indians in Africa. Mahatma Gandhi returned to India in 1915 and became the most popular freedom fighter and the political leader. He was a simple man leading a simple life, but strongly believed in and practiced the values of unity, equality, truth, non-violence, justice, and honesty. His values and personality were instrumental in fighting the might of the British. Abraham Lincoln, the name in itself speaks volumes. He is considered the greatest president of United States of America. Historians and political scientists consistently rank him as the best American president ever. Above all, the man is renowned for ending slavery in his country. This certainly created a worldwide awareness against the evil of slavery. In the realm of social reform, he is holding a lofty status. Abraham Lincoln was certainly a legendary American president. Probably everyone believes him to be a global icon of peace. His legacy is a powerful symbol against oppression. Above all, his greatest contribution to mankind is the emancipation of slaves. The forces of evil tried to stop him. However, his legacy became more glorious because of such attempts. Finally, his assassination, means he was killed by others, took place at the hands of evil forces. However, this assassination left him as a national martyr. The name of Abraham Lincoln certainly belongs in the pages of greatness. Mahatma Gandhi was a leader who fought for a common cause of independence of our country, India. Abraham Lincoln was a leader in America who became the president there and fought to establish democracy. Democracy means for the people, by the people, and of the people. The government which is elected is for the people, by the people, and of the people. Now let us read the story, children. Leaders are made. The town panchayat school at the foothills of Yelagiri in the eastern Ghats was a better known institution than the 5-decade-old community college there. This was because of its headmaster, Mr. Niranjan Bose, who went beyond textbooks and examination papers in his teaching. He taught the students to express their ideas fearlessly but respectfully, interact with each other meaningfully in their learning time, and to explore information, sifting, sorting, and storing it for use. In this paragraph, we have seen that there is a town panchayat school at where is it? At the Elgiri, and it was a very well known institution from 5 decades, and this was because of its headmaster. Who was the headmaster there? Mr. Niranjan Bose. What did he taught the students? He taught the students to express the ideas fearlessly but respectfully. Interact with others, which should have meaning in that, and it should have a learning time, means it must have a quality. Whatever we will communicate with each other, that must be have quality, means others can learn from that, and to explore information, and we must expand our information by sifting means separating, and sorting also means separating, and storing that information for use in our life, but that must be meaningful. Knowledge or information which we gain must be meaningful. The school was planning to celebrate Independence Day differently the current year. Mr. Bose and the teachers decided that each class chose a leader who had worked for the freedom of the country and present what they gather as a theme. Class 7 chose Mahatma Gandhi and Class 8 Abraham Lincoln. Now, this year, Mr. Bose and its teacher of that school are planning to celebrate the Independence Day differently. What they have planned in that is that each class will choose a leader who had worked for the freedom of the country and present what they gather about that particular leader was the theme of that program. Okay, children? What has class 7 children planned? Yes, class 7 children chose Mahatma Gandhi as their leader. And what did class 8 students choose? Yes, they chose Abraham Lincoln. Now let's read further, children. Why did you choose Mahatma Gandhi? The class was asked by Mr. Bose. He is the father of our nation. He fought for the justice, equality, religious integrity, and many other social causes. Pat came the reply. And why Abraham Lincoln was asked of class 8. He fought for equal rights for the African Americans who had been brought to USA as slaves and given no respect in the society, elaborated the class leader. Now, Mr. Bose is asking class 7 children that why they have chosen Mahatma Gandhi. So, one of the student replies that he is the father of our nation and he fought for the justice, religious integrity, and many other social causes. And again, Mr. Bose asked the question that why have you chosen Abraham Lincoln? This was a question was asked to the class 8 students. Then the class leader of class 8 replied that Abraham Lincoln fought for the equal rights of Africans and Americans who have been brought to USA as slaves and given no respect in the society. Here we come to know that Americans used to bring African people from Africa to America and treat Africans like they are slaves, and they were also not given respect in the society when they were brought there in USA. Now let's read for the children. The classes sat down to work very diligently, collecting information from the town hall library in the nearby town Vellore. The library also had computers for the users. Mr. Bose had made all formal arrangements for the students seeking information on the topics they had chosen. The classes worked hard, taking help from the library, their teachers, from Mr. Bose himself, and the internet. Now the children are engaged very much. They are interestingly doing their project of about collecting the information. They are taking this information from the town hall library in the nearby town Vellore, and that library also had computers for the users there. And even Mr. Bose had made all formal arrangements for the students who are searching for the information on the topics they had chosen. Mr. Bose had also helped the students by giving them the suitable arrangements for the students who were searching for the information on the topics they had chosen. Even the classes were also working hard by taking the help from the library, their teachers, from the Mr. Bose himself, and they were seeking the information from the internet also, children. Have you understood till here, children? Okay. Let's read further, children. Each classroom is like a newspaper reporter's room. Mr. Bose commented. Seeing the situation, there was hurry to gather information. The anxiety to get in a proper format for display and meet the deadliness. The class leaders were also busy giving frantic instructions to different groups, getting ready with their assigned jobs, preparing display boards, providing illustrations for articles chosen, practicing for declamation and quiz contests. The music was being provided by the school choir. Practice for the play to be put up on some aspects of the life of each of the leaders chosen was on full swing. The pressure was challenging, not stifling. Now here, children, what happens? Mr. Bose has commented, while seeing the children working there, every classroom is like a newspaper reporter's room. He is saying that while seeing the classrooms, and he finds that all the children are gathering information, they are worried or anxious to display it in the proper format and do it before the deadline, complete their work before the deadline. Deadline means the last day, the last date. Okay children, the class leaders were also giving instructions to different groups. They were also preparing for displaying the boards, providing illustrations for the articles chosen, practicing for the declamation and quiz contest. There was music being provided in chorus by the school, and there was practice for the play to be put on. The students were working with a full swing, and they were doing this as a challenge. You also children do like this only in our school. When you work for some competitions or some event is going to be held in our school, you also work like this. Yes, do you remember when you were coming here and when we had events in our school also, you were also working in the same manner. The week-long celebrations began with the contest and then went on to short one-act plays. Each event was being conducted by the students themselves with guidance from the teachers, and finally it was the day of exhibition, where the children exhibited very attractively, made presentations on almost every aspect of leaders' lives. The entire exercise was not just another one that came and went by. At the interactions with the students, formally and informally, the chief guest, the district collector, and the special invitees from the Department of Education were stunned at the sharp way the students expressed what they had learned from what they had worked on. Now here children, here in this paragraph it is said that the day has arrived when the children wanted to display their exhibits. The children were also presenting them very attractively there on that day, and they worked so confidently on almost every aspect of the leaders' lives. And this is how the celebration was begun. The chief guest who had arrived was the district collector, and while interacting with the students, he found that every act was different, and there were some specially invited persons from the Department of Education also, and these people were also stunned at the sharp way the students expressed themselves, what they have learned from what they had worked on. Now let's read further children. The children spoke of the similarities in the lives of both the leaders, Lincoln and Mahatma Gandhi. They also talked about the stark differences in their childhood days. Lincoln's early childhood years were in penury as a timber logger and struggled for finding schools to study, and Gandhiji's was one of the luxury as Diwan's son. Yet both had been very deeply influenced by their respective mothers, who had ingrained into them the values of honesty, hard work, humility, and honor for one's countrymen. The four H's. Now here children, it is said that the children were fearlessly and respectfully interacting about Lincoln and Mahatma Gandhi. They even told about their childhood days. They informed that both the leaders had different childhood days. Lincoln's childhood years were of little flaws, like he was a struggler for finding schools to study. He was earning money as a timber logger when he was in his childhood days. And Gandhiji was from the luxurious rich family. Lincoln was from the poor family when he was in his early childhood age. He used to earn money as a timber logger, and he had struggled for his education, for completing his studies in school. And yet both had been very deeply influenced by their mothers, and they had what values? Yes, they had values of the four H's: honesty, hard work, humility, and honor for one's countrymen. Neither was handsome according to standards of today, but both were magnetic in their charm. The simplicity they always displayed and the love they showed for every living being. The students have clearly understood the value of understanding a person, not by just external appearance, but by the way one conducted oneself in all situations. With one voice, the students declared that had it not been for Abraham Lincoln, the people of America would not have known what the government of people, by the people, for the people is. If it had not been for Mahatma Gandhi, today's children in India would not have known the value of the words ahimsa and satyagraha. See children, in these last two paragraphs, it is said that personalities were magnetic and even simple. They always showed love for every living being. The students also clearly understood the value of understanding other persons also. The children understood that we should not value a person by his external appearance or his outward beauty, but by understanding about that person, by the way one conducted oneself in all the situation. Means we determine a person by his character or his behavior. Why these two personalities are so famous and we are remembering them when they have died also? Because as it is said at the end that without Abraham Lincoln's effort, people would not understand the meaning of the democracy. That is the government of people, by the people, for the people, and of the people. And if Mahatma Gandhi would have not been there, who showed us or taught us The value of ahimsa and satyagraha. Ahimsa means non-violence and satyagraha means always be honest in our life. Now children, here we have come to the end of our session. Thank you.